Gentlemen, it's good to be with you here. I'm going to start it off this way. I'm a big picture guy. And what I just saw in the first half tells me that this team's nowhere near close to turning it around. You don't have Luca, you don't have Kyrie, you don't have Clay, you don't have Lively, and you're down by 18 in the first quarter, and you allow this team to score 60 points. I got to tell you something. That's pathetic. That is just absolutely pathetic that you were losing to a Dallas team without these type of players on the floor. And Jerry, I want to ask you, how is it that this Kings team rarely seems like they're ready to play at the beginning of a game?
We've seen this way too much this year. I always say that there's two things that a coach really can do once your roster is your roster, and that is, number one, motivate them, and then utilize them correctly. Well, we've seen really about I don't know how many first quarters really in the last month where they come out just flat, especially at home. And so that's simply inexcusable. The players are responsible to some degree for their motivation. They certainly are. But then coaches are responsible, if they're not, to make sure they are. If you're not motivated, get motivated. That's for sure.
So, Ryan, then you know what I say? Change the damn starting lineup.
Yeah, Mike Brown may have said the same thing too, which led to unrest with the locker room about proposing DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, I'm with you, Grant. The starters are a -9 in the first quarter for the season. So I feel like it's more of a case, Jerry, of the Kings, instead of coming out and saying, hey, this is what we're going to do, deal with it, it's feeling the other team out and then deciding to do what they want.
Well, I agree with that. I mean, clearly you're seeing, this Mavs team, PJ Washington and Gafford are the only guys that really play much normally. And of course, PJ was open most of all the first quarter. And he's a good player, but he's not a 50-point kind of guy. And hey, and Najee Marshall ain't playing either. Basically 5 of their top 8 players are not playing. And so as you point out, the Kings should have come out and established, we're going to kick your butts because we're way better than you are, with what's on the floor now. That's it.
Jerry, again, I don't want to overreact to this, but things are going badly right now. We get that. There's something wrong with this team. I'm sorry. There's something wrong. I don't know if the players have checked out. I don't know if they're like, we're done. This team doesn't seem to me that they even want to be on the court. This first half tonight, I know it's only a 4-point game, but again, I'm looking at the big picture, guys. Even if the Kings win this game, it's not pretty. And the thing is, it's not about winning one game right now. It's about like getting back some momentum, becoming the team that you were in the first couple of weeks of this season. Even though you weren't winning every night, you were competitive almost every night. This team, as I said, to me, they don't look close to turning this thing around. They don't even look remotely close to being able to turn this season around.
No, I agree with that. Right now they would look closer to the Portland Trailblazers and the New Orleans Pelicans than they do the Oklahoma City Thunder or the top teams. And that's what's concerning to me is like, certainly with the great home schedule pretty much shot. You're really going to have to go on the road and beat good teams, and you're not going to beat good teams playing like this. So very frustrating. I don't know, I certainly don't know all the particulars, what goes on in the locker room, but I think Coach Christie's really got to light a fire some way. I think, honestly, they'll win this game. They can't help but win this game.
But I agree with you.
But that doesn't feed the bulldog, No. They've got to find a way to get a lot better than they currently are playing.
So, Jerry, if you were the coach of this team, what would be your message to light that fire?
Well, I would say, certainly regarding the first quarter stuff, I think you got to be ready to jerk the entire starting 5 out, or 3 guys or whatever. It's a case where if you're not ready to play, we got to get guys in here we hope are. Now, and most of the time, top players and guys understand when they're being jerked for a reason. and a deserved reason. And so I think that's the only thing you can do with players to punish them in a sense and take minutes away. And most and the history I've seen in this league or any level of league is when you start taking minutes away from players, if they're real competitors, they'll react accordingly.
Hey, Rich, I totally disagree. I think they have checked out. And I tell you how you can tell when players check out. All you got to do is look at what they're doing on defense. All right, that first quarter, how many open threes did the Mavs have? There was no closeout. There was no rotation. I mean, it was embarrassing. Again, let's just call it the way it is. It was embarrassing. Jerry just talked about their lineup. To be down 18 points, they weren't checked in, Rich. All right, they weren't checked in. So to me, they were checked out. And you know what? It's not just tonight. This team's been checked out for a while. I mean, they're 13-19, Rich, and they're 6-12 on their home floor. Let's wake up, please.
Yeah, this third quarter, I mean, really, we expect this Kings team to blow. I mean, they need to blow this team out by 20-25.
Yes, they do.
Here in the second half, they're that much.
They should be up by 20 right now. There's no excuse for being down. Jerry, it's not only being down. They gave up 60. Jerry, think about this. Ryan, they gave up 60 points to this lineup. 60.
No, I mean, it's the defense is even. I mean, the offense wasn't good, but certainly the defense that first quarter was about as embarrassing as we've seen. Much like the third quarter against the Lakers, I thought. The last game, it's like, my goodness, Austin Reeves is a really good player, but he isn't Jerry West or Kobe Bryant.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we made him look.
I will say this game right now is following a similar trajectory of that of Detroit, the last home game, where Detroit came out, shot the three ball really well in the first quarter. The Kings did a better job guarding it in the second quarter. And then at the end of the third quarter, they let that three start creeping back in again.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to set the tone early. I mean, they really have to set the tone early if they don't want to be in it. Because I think, with Jason Kidd's team, I mean, this is a Dallas team, even though these guys didn't play much on it, but that went to the NBA Finals. So they understand the deal.
Yeah. Totally right, Jerry. And I think to Rich's point about the players who've checked out, the Kings aren't really crashing the boards. When they're getting offensive rebounds, it's because they're long rebounds. And then if they don't get a rebound, they've been caught in fast breaks where they only have one guy back. I mean, look at the steal numbers right now. The Kings only have one steal.
I know.
And 7 fast break points. That was their bread and butter and secret sauce. That's your hustle. Come on.
All right, I'm going to go first today. I think the Kings are going to win for this sole reason. Jerry just said it. There's no way you can lose to this team, can you? I mean, how could you lose to a Mavericks team with a lineup like this without their very best players on the floor? I mean, I just common sense tells me, like, you can't lose this game. So with that said, I'm just going to say the Kings win this game 120-111.
All right, I'll go second, Jerry. We'll give you the honors last.
Okay.
I'm going to say the Kings lose this game. I think the scoring slows down a little bit. I'm going to say Dallas 113, Sacramento 109.
Well, I think I just can't believe they can't really take care of this team, because it's almost like playing the Stockton Kings. So I'm saying 120-105. I think it's going to be. I think they're really going to take charge of this game, and if they don't, I don't know.
They'll get booed off the floor if they don't.
Well,
they will get booed off the floor, and you know what? They should get booed off the floor.
I'll probably boo them a little bit right here in the man cave here too, but if they do, but well, anyway, they're going to win the game. I'm just, my mind, I can't wrap it around there, Ryan. Right now.
I hear you.
There's too much purple blood in me. Just this is hard to get past that.
Oh, Denver won. The Clippers tight game beat the Pelicans. By the way, the Pelicans are starting to be a lot more competitive. They're getting bodies back, and the Kings played them 3 times in February. So keep that in mind. By then, the Kings might not even have 20 wins. You have the Portland Trailblazers are playing Philadelphia, and at the half, Philly leads 64-54, and Golden State is home and losing to the very good Cavaliers 46-38.
The Cavs, man, they best record in the league, and I think
they're good.
Really as good as they are, people still, and I'm one of them, thinking the Celtics are the team to beat in the East, and there's a lot of indicators that maybe the best team is in Cleveland.
27-4, it doesn't lie, guys.
Doesn't
27-4.
That is, and
their point, Brian, their point differential is 11.7.
Pretty damn good. Sign of a good team. Sign of a very good team.
The job that Kenny Atkinson has done there, went from the assistant coach of the Warriors. I mean, he's has to be coach of the year.
It's funny because the Cavs took a lot of heat for firing JB Bickerstaff.
Probably not so much now.
Yeah, probably not so much now.
Yeah. Well, and remember, the Kings haven't played Cleveland yet. They haven't played Boston yet. They haven't played the Knicks yet. They've only played Oklahoma City once, Memphis once, Houston once. Happy New Year.
Well, as you know, Grant, it's the NBA, man. The schedule is the schedule, and that's all.
Yep. All right, so let's get back to this game. So what do you think is the number one key here in the second half, Jerry?
Well, start taking away the threes, and no silly fouls, and really pressure the ball. They'll turn it over. It's a little G League point guard. You can turn him over. So, turn him over, guard the three. Don't make silly fouls. Make them make field goals, and you can stretch this game out easy.
Amen, Jerry. I'm going to say the pick and roll. The Kings have only gone to it a couple times, and it's worked both times. I want to see more of that. Use Sabonis, wear these guys down that don't usually play a lot of minutes.
And the Kings once again showing everyone that their inability to shoot the deep ball. 4 of 16 in that first half. And I know that that's not their bread and butter, and I understand they're not a good three-point shooting team. That's got to improve quite a bit, in my opinion, in this second half. It just has to.
It just has to, absolutely. And they're open threes for the most part, and you don't wonder this team shouldn't shoot a lot of them, but you've got to shoot some of them.
You got to shoot some,
to keep any spacing at all.
Jerry, Happy New Year, my friend. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah,
always happy to have another one, buddy.
Yeah, Jerry, keep going, man. Keep going strong.
I'm gonna just fight right to the end, buddy. Just so you guys.
All right, Jerry. Thank you. See you next year, Jerry.
Take care.
Rhino, we'll be on at halftime, and I got to tell you something. If we're talking about a Kings loss tonight, all hell's going to break loose in Sacramento. I mean, this will be as bad as it's been, the fork in the road that you so adequately described before the 2 Laker games, but it's gotten a lot worse since then. This, to me, honestly, based on the Dallas lineup, if they don't win this game, I think it would be their worst loss of the year based on everything that's gone on over the last couple of days.
Ooh, I have to think about that, but it would be right up there in consideration. I hope they pull it out, Grant, but it will not be pleasant. You are right, my friend.
See you after the game, everybody. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.